I came across a guy who made his whole social media around the topic of grower thicker hands and forearms. He's been on them daily for the last 300 days.
Day 288 of growing thicker hands.
Plus, he's been on them long before this everyday series, so that made me wonder what his forearm size is with all the effort he puts in. As I found out, they are 15 inches thick, and my forearms turned out to be the same size. But the crazy thing is, I don't train them. Let me reveal my secret to you in this video. So at the gym and in the internet, I've noticed people very often eliminate forearm work from the exercise by using straps.
Should I use lifting straps or lifting hooks? Straps take a little while to put on and a little while to get secured.
They blindly believe in the fact that using straps better help attack the necessary muscles in the exercise by eliminating the grip strength out of the equation. And so why do they do it? It's because they have such a soft grip strength that they just can't hit the necessary muscles properly, because their grip fails first. And so why does it fail? Well, it fails because these people eliminate the most important necessary thing for the same grip strength to grow, that is putting it under pressure. And the thing is, having a solid grip as a man is incredibly important.
Dylan! You son of a bitch!
No wonder why we subconsciously instantly perceive those with a firm handshake as strong and important, and those with a softy handshake as weak individuals. No wonder why grip strength videos rack millions upon millions of views. So stop eliminating the real forearm work. However, throwing straps into the trash can is not the biggest secret behind having massive forearms and bone-crushing grip strength. Are you ready for the biggest secret? So the biggest gains for your forearms and your grip strength you're gonna get from doing any sort of compound movement which heavily involves your grip strength. For instance, it could be any sort of deadlifts. For me, it's Romanian deadlifts. I believe most gym goers do some sort of pulling movement in their workouts, and oftentimes, as I've said, they use straps. You need to get rid of them for my method to work. Yes, you're gonna take a step backwards in terms of the weight that you're gonna work with, because your grip strength is gonna be the new constraint, and this will probably hurt your ego. But don't worry about working out with a smaller weight. There is one more secret about forearms and grip training. The secret is that grip strength adapts to new physical loads really fast and yields new muscle on your forearms relatively fast as well, so you won't have to suffer too long for your grip strength to adapt. But wait, there's more. I would also suggest using a mixed grip if you start using my method, because it will be significantly easier to hold the weight and prevent the bar from slipping. On the other hand, if you want to increase the load for your forearms in the exercise, then I'd suggest using a double overhand grip. Plus, I've caught myself enjoying Romanian deadlifts even more than my favorite exercise, which is the bench press. And it's all due to the fact that it gives you so much joy and dopamine from holding a really heavy weight with your bare hands. I just can't describe the feelings of this. You've got to try it. I just feel so savage and badass whilst doing it. I feel just like an animal. There's just something wild in it. Not only holding a heavy weight for a long period of time, but performing an exercise with it. Imagine you picking up a really heavy weight and performing an exercise with it to the point where your hamstrings just fail and all your legs are shaking. The biggest muscles in your body are literally shaking, but your goddamn grip remains solid. Although the forearms perform for 100% in these sets and become numb during them, they still remain a solid grip with the barbell. It's just incredible, and this is the place where they grow, and the pump and pain that comes from it, it just hits different. It feels totally different from when you train your forearms solely with all the pumping exercises. When you perform exercise this raw way, your body just needs to release testosterone and adapt. because you put so much pressure on your body and especially forearms. That's why I don't need to do hundreds of variations of forearm exercises for all the 19 muscles that are in my forearms and do hundreds of blood pumping sets like everybody else does. I just do 2 sets of Romanian deadlifts per workout and I train them about 2 times a week. That's literally it. Don't overcomplicate it and stop wasting time. If you don't like deadlifts like me, then I would suggest trying other styles of deadlift. For instance, I really like the Romanian deadlifts, which I perform in this video. If you don't do compound movements at all, then I would suggest you to start, because they release a huge amount of growth hormones, and you also become significantly more massive and bold than you could get whilst performing isolation exercises. One reason I'm way bigger than other men at the gym is because I do the hard compound movements, and they avoid them because they're hard to do. But let's say you still don't want to do compound movements with the barbell, or maybe you are doing street workout, calisthenics or whatever. Then you could invest in a pair of fat grips or whatever similar product you could find. They are not expensive and you could increase the load for your forearms in literally any exercise, whilst pretty much performing any exercise that you like dumbbell curls, pull-ups, etc. There was a time when I made something similar by myself a long time ago, and I really enjoyed training with them. Another good exercise would be farmer's walks. Plate pinches could work, but they won't be nearly as effective because they won't boost any hormones into your body, because they just can't put a significant stress onto your body. Towel pull-ups is a great exercise as well. That's just crazy how hard it is to do. I've already exhausted my forearms today, and after that I've managed only to do 2 pull-ups. I weigh about 94 kilograms. Especially for those of you who work out at home or on the bars, I've tried them and they load forearms like crazy. Plus it's gonna be a significant stress for your body to boost hormones in order to grow. Now you might come to a conclusion that both the classic volume or hypertrophy approach and my strength approach work for muscle growth. But the $1,000,000 question is, what's better? After many years of lifting, I came to a conclusion that the best way to go would be mixing both strength training and doing specific exercises for hypertrophy. Now, if you don't want to waste extra time at the gym, then just do my method and you're gonna grow. But if you wanna maximize your forearm gains and you don't mind spending extra time at the gym, then you could add forearm specific exercises for growth. Sometimes for a week or 2 in a row, once a year, I might throw in some muscle specific forearm exercises for growth, if I feel like it. Even though I do it for such a short period of time, I still do see some improvements in the size. I believe in forearms you should put strength first, and only then additional training should yield you results, as from my example. However, if you focus only on pumping your forearms like everybody else does, you're gonna cap at some point. Or maybe you could still progress, but you will have to put a lot of effort in order to grow. And as I've said, speaking from my experience, you should build your strength first with the method that I mentioned previously, and then any additional work that you'll do will result in high ROI progress. So there you go. Now I want to show you my forearm workout that I sometimes do, usually during summers if I feel like it. When I implement these additional forearm workout into my main squat bench deadlift workouts, I always see the gains not only with my eyes but on tape measure as well. So in my forearm workout session I still start with any sort of pinch or grip exercise. If I don't do deadlifts on the day that I wanna train my forearm, I just start with hanging on the pull-up bar with additional weight in my backpack. I would do 2 sets till failure. Then I do 2 sets of reverse barbell curls. It's important to take a heavier weight and don't grip the bar with your thumbs, so that necessary muscles activate as much as possible. Then I continue the set with wrist curls with the same weight, also until failure. And just these few exercises hit all the necessary muscles really well. It's important to note that calf, forearm, bicep, neck muscles recover much faster than other muscles, and that's why you can train them more often if you desire to. And that's why Roger can progress in his hands even though he trains them every day. Now, if I implemented my additional forearm workout more often, then my forearm gains would be much more noticeable, but as for me, I'm satisfied with my grip strength and forearms considering the bare minimum that I'm doing for them. And the goal with this video was to show you that you can make a few tweaks in your workouts and still get massive gains, whilst avoiding wasting time on pumping your forearms that everybody else is doing.